damn East Wing at my street square?
I don't know, Joe.
That woman, I have no idea who she is. That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal agents. She was out of control. MacIver and her Democratic colleagues are blasting the prosecution as, quote, purely political.
But acting U.S. Attorney Alina Hava is making it very clear
Blue man.
no one is above the law. President Trump reacting earlier to MacIver's charges.
The days of Walter
Blue man, hit the thumbs up.
I have no idea who she is.
Thumbs up, Blue man.
That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal agents. She was out of control. MacIver and her Democratic colleagues are blasting the prosecution as, quote, purely political.
But acting U.S. Attorney Alina Hava is making it very clear no one is above the law. President Trump reacting earlier to MacIver's charges.
The days of Walter that woman, I have no idea who she is. That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal agents. She was out of control. MacIver and her Democratic colleagues are blasting the prosecution as, quote, purely political.
But acting U.S. Attorney Alina
quit
Hava
taking
is
it forward.
making it very clear no one is above the law. President Trump reacting
Jody
earlier to
needs
MacIver's
me
charges.
another I need another plug-in over on that wall over by the window. He run right down by the window.
That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal
You got some more of that Romex?
out of control. MacIver and her Democratic
some more of that
colleagues are
Romex in there?
blasting the prosecution as, quote,
Where's Romex?
purely political.
But acting U.S. Attorney Alina Hava
I don't know. I think so. I think
Where's my East Wing hammer at my street square?
Speed square. East Wing hammer? I can tell you what I did with it.
Huh?
I left it out.
Yeah, what else?
The hammer. I used it one day, I think. And I left it out. And the day was too long. Now, we'll find it. It's coming after everything's not closed now. So we're going to get it.
A man uses a postal key to open a mailbox and stuffs bags of mail into his car before taking off. It's become a very dangerous job being a letter carrier.
It's as dangerous being a mailman. We ain't seen Robbie over here in probably about a month. Y'all might want to check on him.
Well, because of this, it's called an arrow key.
It's like having the key to the city.
Franco Virgo, a postal police officer, says it's the key a carrier uses to open any box in a given zip code.
It's a treasure trove for a criminal. I mean, once you get all that mail, it's like Christmas.
Unlocking the boxes means unlocking your identity.
One piece of stolen mail has turned into a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
This mother from Queens says her new driver's license was stolen from her mailbox, along with her identity.
Day after day, they're doing something.
Button of warm welcome.
This is maybe being American Israeli.
Welcome to Lawton, Oklahoma. Fuck Israel and free Palestine.
Oh.
In the other place when the statement was made, the following MPs repeated the lie that 14,000
Moron.
babies would die.
I don't know why the mic's low.
And I hope they will put that record straight. Joe
Should be up.
Adnan Hussein, Debbie Abrams, Ben Lake, Olivia Blake, Tahir Ali, Vicky Slade, Danny Chambers, Imran Hussein, Monica Hardy, Kaya Benny,
No sound?
Josh Fenton. My lord's words have consequences.
I know I changed your back.
Two young representatives of the state of Israel were murdered in cold blood in D.C. Two beautiful souls who were gunned down as a direct result of toxic anti-Semitic incitement against Israel and Jews.
I turned them off when I got through playing this morning.
I register an interest as a Jew, a proud Jew. Yehi Zichram Baruch, let their souls be for a blessing. My lords, we are concerned about the situation in Gaza, and I remind the House caused by Hamas. Now, the USA and Israel have been working on an alternative delivery agency to address legitimate concerns about how aid, diversion, confiscation...
Israel's over there starving people to death, and people are still supporting them. Here's a man for you.
Serious girl. It's okay. I am
House that
shows the lengths to which she went to protect Eduardo Flores Ruiz,
That
an
judge.
illegal immigrant. In the prior footage, you saw her approach 2 ICE agents who were standing in the hallway and asked them to visit the chief judge's office. While they stepped out of the hallway, Flores steps into the hallway with his lawyer to make his escape. What Dugan and Flores don't realize is that there's a third ICE agent watching them as they walk down the hallway. He is surveilling them and picks up a tail the minute Flores walks past him in the hallway. Now remember, Dugan has already distracted 2 ICE agents, but she missed the third. Flores and his lawyer walk down to the basement and out the door, still tailed by an ICE
She needs to
agent.
be
When he
locked
gets
up,
to the door,
stripped of her
almost
shit.
to street level, you're going to see exactly what happens. Remember, he's still being tailed by 1 ICE agent. But when he hits the street, that's when he moves into a full-out sprint. He's made his escape with the help of Judge Hannah Dugan. You can see quickly there, he is sprinting across the street. Other footage will show you then, from a different angle, he makes a sprint all the way down the street for a few hundred meters, chased by an ICE agent until he is tackled and taken into custody. But this entire thing begins,
He should have been pistol whipped.
Director, with the participation, the distraction of Judge Hannah Dugan, who's now facing charges of obstruction of justice. So, Director, I just want to get your reaction to that new video out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, you know, it demonstrates something that we know already has been a common theme, especially under the previous administration, is that you have people in positions of authority and power
did you dump that
who,
wheelbarrow?
in their arrogance, really
need to run
believe
some of
that
that
they
milling
can
over
break
with
the
the bobcat.
law, they can undermine the rule
you
of
sit that
law,
door.
and essentially in this case, I mean,
Milling.
yes, we talk about
That's all.
activist judges. She is clearly doing something to help someone who has already broken the law by entering our country illegally evade law enforcement who had him in their custody. And they've been able to get away with this for 2 reasons. Number one, there has been no transparency, and because there's been no transparency, there has been no accountability. And this is what we are seeking to bring about. This is what the responsibility and mission that I take very seriously is to shine a light, as has been done in this video, as has been done in the documents that we are declassifying. Shine a light on air.
President. Well, first of all, a little MIT nuclear
Going
connection
nuclear
that goes
folks,
back enough
fix it,
for
we're
you.
gonna
So,
have 3 new
yeah, we're working on
reactors.
small reactors. I'm Jacob DeWitt, CEO, co-founder at Oklo. Working on small next-generation reactors that take technology America invented, developed, and pioneered and bring it to the market after it sat on the shelf of history for about 40 years.
Take you what?
And it's because
How
of the
long that
actions
take you to weld up?
Vogel.
That's
all day.
years.
And look, what?
That's years of welding. You took
Yeah,
that long on that one job?
Those jobs last forever.
Yeah.
I could retire. If I started a nuclear powerhouse now, I would probably be there if I didn't fuck up until I retire, which is in 11 more years.
Well, they're finna open up 3. Trump just signed it today where they're going to bring 3 online by next year.
And all I need is a rag, man. I can get to them.
Man, and he screwed you out of that. He got you on that. Now, I got
All
a
that
blue
work
Ford
I
in there.
I security for you too, but I have security for him as well.
I got a blue Ford in there.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm not choosy. Don't have to have.
How much you think I'm gonna charge for that one? $5,700. $5,700.
You said $700.
$700.
I can get that shit. No, I know. 5,700.
5,700.
With the windows broke out.
Probably be 63 by the time I put the windows in it.
So you're selling it at that price for what as is?
As
Look
is,
at
right now. Got 3 of them in there for sale.
3 of them. Which one would make the best welding truck? If that's what you
Either
really
one
do.
of them.
You need to take one like that blue and then put a welding machine behind in the back.
I got a service truck in there.
Okay, look, or whatever. I don't have, a welder doesn't have to have all that, but that'd be great.
Okay, you gonna take your hands out of your pocket for me, please? No, you're not leaving right now. Hey, put your hands on your pocket right now. Do you understand? You wanna get tased?
We can start doing some service calls on the website.
Find the fucking gun! Put the gun down! Put the knife down! Right now! Put the knife down!
You finna get shot, bitch.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, he did. He kept walking.
Copy, shots fired.
Yep.
Yeah, send me medics right now.
He did.
2 shots fired.
Ooh, right there see the knife in his
But
hand.
he shouldn't have shot him if they gets the knife, right? 'Cause he wasn't-
What's
What
that?
do you mean he shouldn't have shot him?
They wasn't moving forward.
Could you go take your hands out of your pocket for me, please?
You ain't listening. Police tell you put your hands down, put the knife
No,
out of your
you're
hand,
not
let's
leaving
put it
right
down.
now.
I ain't finna be out there with no knife in my hand. What's this guy?
And ready to take the plunge as he goes down the backyard zip
He's going
line.
down there.
And it
He
doesn't
fixed this up for his kids.
look like he's going to release anytime soon and scores himself an involuntary flip-a-doodle-doo.
No.
Now making a
Slammed into
departure
that
straight
tree.
into the
Flipped
depths
him
of
upside down.
Scotland. Congratulations. Let's take a quick
He's
look
probably running a good 30 mile an hour.
at the replay. Corvette.
That's an oak tree.
That's Sonny Bono.
Fred obviously full of that liquor malt courage. And of course,
Now you got
Corvette
Geo
Fred
covered.
being full of malt liquor
Woo.
forms a block to the zip line. And
Yeah, flip him right off. See, that's the seat right there.
And he's as big as you and I.
Yeah.
the relationship has ended just like that in a night of Vegas. The honeymoon is over.
He's messed up.
Well, there he is, corn-fed
Yeah.
Fred.
Fixed it for the kids right.
You're an anti-Semite, and you are an
Everybody's anti-Semite. If you say something about Israel over there killing people, you're anti-Semite. Well, I'm an anti-Semite. I don't give a rat's ass. Call me what you want to. Them words don't hurt me. I don't care.
Pro-CCP, it is disgusting. Your organization has defended the Uyghurs. They have defended the
Just when we're
Uyghurs
talking
being
about
violated, being persecuted.
Well, that's not mean, that's
it is
dirty.
a moral travesty what you do. You are a
It's
moral
like dirty, perverted shit, man. You got that shit on my channel now.
You're a wash.
So they're coming over from your channel to my channel looking for you. See how he's got the pink thing in his name is pink?
I do not have.
That's Conscious Creamer.
I don't have anything coming your way. You're in that place, okay?
Well, they're coming from your channel to my channel.
You created a
Asking,
lounge for these motherfuckers to come to.
how many of y'all are out there looking for Stewie?
Who started this shit?
Who's looking for Stewie out there? Raise your hand. But leave a comment if you're looking for Stewie.
Yeah, he did it.
Where's all the strokers at?
Oh,
That,
God, no.
that group's gonna come in here in a little bit.
You pouring dope this out and boy, the bucks are up.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Corruption's not bad.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
I want to assure you people and assure the country the economy is
That's
now.
right. That's why the country's like it is.
And so Kenyans will be even in a deeper shit. Oh, no, that is not parliamentary. I'm sorry.
Cause their IQ ain't that high.
A man's anus is licked like this by the other person, like ice cream. And then what happens? Even poo-poo comes out, and then they eat the poo-poo.
The respect. You got to speak like a white
Juicy Root did. Juicy
white girl.
Root.
I
Juicy
don't give a
Root.
fuck about Juicy Root. I'm talking about
Le respect de sa dignité.
The gay
I'm talking about
community in
they're coming
Uganda
in
is
the comments
requesting to have a
now.
meeting
Juicy
with you.
Root's
Will you
never
give them
gonna
an ear? In regard, the homosexuals in Uganda, they are requesting.
You ain't say black people.
I said,
You got spare tires?
Huh?
You got spare tires?
What? It ain't got a spare tire. What? Bullshit. Oh, hell no.
Long when two additional suspects came over, and one of the male suspects had opened the door of the victim's vehicle. He pointed a gun at him, demanded his property.
They also demanded at gunpoint that the victim unlock his phone and hand over his passwords.
Throughout the night, that same night, what they did was they actually made various transfers. They bought many things that totaled about $20,000.
It gives me the goosebumps, actually. Daniel Contreras lives nearby and says he'll make some adjustments now to his routine.
Maybe just aware on the online situation, and to be more aware and the lookout.
And detectives say that the robbery at gunpoint wasn't the end to our victim's nightmare.
The male suspects actually shot towards the victim who was seated in his vehicle. The victim in fear actually fled the location and left his vehicle back there.
The robbers came back 3 hours later and stole the man's car, dumping it nearly 7 miles away in this alley, just off 56th and Central, and then set it on fire. At this point, police have these photos to work with, but no arrest yet.
Hey, I need to speak to somebody in commercial sales back there. I bought a truck a couple of weeks ago and it ain't got no spare tire on it. I need to find out why it ain't got a spare tire. Alright. That's why I don't remember his name.
more they stashed in the back of the lab. So I'm in class, smoking gas, left in the class preacher. Bring the house down, you hoes. Queen Latifah, I'm too fast. Getting this cash, getting away. Get your brain bashed. Chopper gon' smash, hit in your face. I'm a top.
Hello? What's up, man? Hey, my guy Buck was just coming here and told me, he said, hey, this thing ain't got no spare tire on it. I said, what? No, I need a spare tire for this. My other service truck had a spare tire on it that I got from y'all. No, nap hide bike. I need a spare tire. Well, I ain't never seen no truck come. I ain't never seen a truck come without a spare tire. And that's the third. This is the third one I've got with that body on.
Just like a
Alright. Well, yeah, just give me a spare tire. Thank you, sir. Give me a call when you got it. Alright. I don't hear that bullshit.
Shoot my flow late. Y'all niggas so fake. Wash your face in my showcase. Fresher than Colgate. Make hoes wait. I hold weight. Bottle of rose. Lab free. I found a
on EPA lighting taxpayer dollars on fire. The American
put people in, and that's true. They put Trump in office because of people like him. Crazy black woman chasing people around with a knife, stabbing people, saying she hates white people.
Yeah. Yo, why we always in the mix of shit?
Somebody needs to put a bullet in her ass. I'd shoot that bitch. I'd shoot that bitch right in the face. Y'all girls might not want to run that way. Yeah, somebody needs to put a bullet in her fucking head.
Why y'all running?
You jackasses just run around filming and laughing and giggling. Pick up a fucking stick.
She had a nice stabbing people. I don't want to run with that baby. She stabbed random people just now. Oh my God! Here, all right, I have to charge out there.
Bro, back up, bro. Bro, get away from me.
Oh my goodness. Hey, yo.
You gotta chill, bro.
Yo, hey, don't touch her, yo.
Get away from her. Get away from her. Don't run. Don't run. I'm gonna knock the shit out of her.
Come on, you black.
Yeah, knock that bitch out.
Y'all like chill.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Don't leave that.
Knock that bitch out.
Come on. Come on, you
Yep.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing. That's why you did that.
Yeah, man, knives are bad.
Taxpayer.
Going to be a base hit. Jimenez coming home with the throw. It's a good one, and they got him at the plate.
He's out.
Oh my goodness, what a great play!
You know why he's out? Because them dreadlocks got all caught up in his feet.
And that's going to be.
We don't watch that bullshit.
election, fake health reports, fake cognitive tests, a fake economy, fake jobs, fake interviews, fake news, fake pardons, and now fake town halls. The only thing that wasn't fake, all the sheep who fell for it.
Good evening. A symbol like that brings so much pain to a lot of people, and it's not okay.
This is the first time senior Sarah Milgram has felt unsafe at school.
You know, I worry about going to my synagogue, and now I have to worry about safety.
You should be worried about it because of the way your people do. What's that, mealworms? Yeah, but the mealworms are eating into it. Hey, you know why they're feeding that to them? So it makes them spicy. When you eat them, when you eat the mealworms, they taste like jalapenos.
I'd go eat that.
I would. You ain't been hungry then, son. You ain't never been hungry. Look at it. Time lapse is what they call that.
18 hours? That's it?
Yeah. They ain't playing. You can put a dead body out and the bugs come and eat it off. Skin it down to nothing but bone. Then you take the bone and you mash it up until it's a powder. 15 buds deep and there's somebody daring him to jump. Oh, yeah. Uncle Buck's dead. Uncle Rick's dead. Yeah, I got this. What's this? I've been riding a four-wheeler for all my life. Yeah. He like it. Oh, they run over it.
This is the moment a train driver in Poland ran down the aisle warning passengers seconds before the train crashed into a lorry.
Oh my God.
The train crashed into a lorry that was stuck on a rail crossing.
Oh, that ain't bad, man. You ain't gonna stop a train.
This is the moment a train driver in Poland ran down the aisle warning...
You know why he run down the aisle like that? Because he's a pussy. He should have stayed up there and gassed on it. Throttled right through it.
In Ukraine, and Elon Musk called me a traitor. If Elon Musk doesn't
That's Jeff
understand
Bezos.
what it means to stick up for American values,
Reacting to his prosthetic leg. Mel competed in the girls' 400-meter varsity race. Guess what happened next? He won. Beat the shit out of all. Look at all them girls back there. This is a guy. Or that's the guy. One of them's a guy. That's him right there.
You're a goofy, man. You're a dude, man. You're a whole fucking dude. That's another dude.
Probably. Beating all them girls. Because they can't race against real men. You know why? You know why? Because they're pussy.
Grab that left arm. That's what the Timberwolves have been so upset about and want calls.
Yeah, but you have to keep your emotions in check. That is not how you bring
They can't act right. They can't act right even when they're playing the game.
To it.
Lachey, was there just a little frustration boiling over, or what kind of?
I just wanted to foul him for real. I wasn't even mad. It just half fouls.
Ever been from any human being?
That's what they say, but I have never calculated it, so I don't really know. I went around the moon 75 times, 150 hours, 6 days.
Do you think there's extraterrestrials out there, Al, as well?
What? You think that's, you know, I've been asked that question hundreds of times. Do you believe in aliens? And I say, yeah. Have you ever seen one? I say, yeah, I have. Well, how have you seen them? Well, I said, I look in the mirror every morning. Because that's what we are. we are the alien.
Hey, what's your name? Hey, James, you want to go watch a good show? Check out YouTube Showering with Stuart. I'm trying to get more people on there.
Actually, I'm not trying to do it.
Well, yeah, you are. No. Quit lying, man. You know you like that attention.
I do not. I do.
No shame for time of history. Huh? They're feeding them over in Palestine, Gaza. Oh, he's still. Boom! He snuck up on him and got close with him. How many votes was that? 50,000? He went stiff, didn't he? Beanbag gun? Why did you get shot with a beanbag gun?
Hollywood movies are filled with a bunch of propaganda. So, who runs Hollywood?
The Qataris. Chinese Qataris. Well, you know, I
Chinese Jews run Hollywood.
There was a time when I think back in early Hollywood there was one studio that wasn't Jewish controlled to run.
Where Joe did?
I think it was RKO.
Where'd he go to?
And then that kind of went away in the 40s or 50s. So I think all of the studios, the studio system was totally run and controlled by them. So in fact, there's a book that Jews wrote about it called Empire of Their Own, about Hollywood being Jewish empire.
So they run all of Hollywood.
Well, I mean, the studios. So, like, you can still have people like independent filmmakers that make popular movies that get out. But I think for a lot of the studio system, and that doesn't mean every movie is controlled or every position is. There's been a lot of good movies and even wholesome movies over the years, but as an entity in toto, the last 100 years of the studio system, like Edward Bernays in his book Propaganda, he said Hollywood is the greatest propaganda engine the world's ever seen. And when I read that in Bernays' book, I was like, I should write a book on like movies as propaganda, you know what I mean? So I took a lot of my grad work and just kind of put it into that. But that one, and then that one's organized a little more thematically. So this one is directors like Kubrick and Spielberg and Hitchcock. And that one is organized more like themes of like what's Hollywood's connection to organized crime, how do movies portray organized crime, how's it real, what about CIA, what about intelligence agencies, their relationship
This is for reading. It's for reading a book, so you're gonna be right here.
And then the third one's coming out, and that one's a lot of movies that I didn't get to in those two, so like Marvel stuff.
Can you take your phone?
Marvel has a lot of feminist propaganda, a lot of like gender propaganda. So I dissect all that.
You get to be here, son, and see, and then you go, oh, okay, that's 3, 6, 8, 9, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This is 200 though. I wear 175.
Early morning hour.
You need to go tell Jody. You need to be spreading that milling out.
You do what?
Spreading that milling out.
May 2nd, 2024. A series of unfortunate circumstances.
100 miles per hour. He was drunk and he was high. He drove right into an American trooper, Christopher Gadd, killing him instantly in his police car. Seattle, Washington attorney said it's not a crime. That ain't a crime.
Collided in one of the darkest stretches of I-5.
One of the darkest stretches. Now this was at nighttime. What do you think's going on at nighttime? You think it's bright or it's dark?
Dark.
There you go.
And that coming together of these unfortunate circumstances
Fucking attorneys and lawyers and judges
led
and
to a
shit.
tragic accident.
They need to be drug off the bench.
We had
The victim college had their flags taken at the 10th News radio ceremony on the platform. They're taking their shit away from them. Entire city melted. Look at it. Melted that entire city. $10 to $12 trillion in a couple of months. We're going back to before 1913, back to the future. Future proves past. Some of you had TDS.
That's all we have for you now.
Questions for these brilliant people? They are brilliant people, actually.
Sir,
satisfied with those safety concerns?
Yeah, we are. It's become very safe. Actually, it's become very safe, and tremendous work's been done on that more than anything else. And it's really the automatic shutoffs. There's so many different things that they have now that they would have never had. You know, my uncle was a great nuclear person years ago, and that was a different, if you would have asked that question, probably it would have been a much different answer. But they have tremendous shut-off power and other powers that, and very redundant, as I understand it, like at a level that nobody's ever seen before. So it's safe. And we're going to do a lot of the small ones, and we're going to do some of the big ones. But yeah, very safe and clean. Let's keep it on this for a little while. Let's keep it on the nuclear, and then if you want to ask something else, which you might, we'll do that.
On nuclear, Mr. President.
Yeah, please.
What do you say to folks who are concerned of speeding up licensing or even doing fuel processing raises safety and proliferation?
Yeah, we're going to get it very fast, and we're going to get it very safe, and we're going to get the people in and out. And they're going to do plants. In many cases, they'll do 3 or 4 smaller ones and put them together. That's what France has done. France has done a good job of this for years. And they, as I understand it, they had basically one plan. And if they needed more, they'd do 3 or 4 or 5 of them. I don't know, we have to go that far, but you know, there's something about building one big one. But we'll build the big ones too. We're going to have, I think I would say we'll be second to none, because we're starting very strong. But it's time for nuclear, and we're going to do it very big. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, what about the European Union? You said that negotiations are going nowhere. Where are the kind of points where they're
moving? I've been saying to everybody, they've treated us very badly over the years. It was formed in order to hurt the United States, in order to take advantage of the United States, and they've done that. We have a big deficit with them. They sell millions and millions of cars, as you know, Mercedes and BMW and Volkswagen and many others. And we were restricted from selling cars into the European Union, which is not nice. And I just said it's time that we play the game the way I know how to play the game. You know, they've taken advantage of other people representing this country, and they're not going to do that any longer. Yeah.
Mr. President, you are a deal breaker. What are you hoping to achieve with a 50% tariff?
Well, I think this is, there is no tariff, because what they'll do is they'll send their companies into the U.S. and build their plant. You know, we have, I guess, over $12 trillion practically committed. Chapman. You look at other presidents, they haven't had $1 trillion for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. We have numbers. Nobody's ever seen numbers like we have. And if they build their plant here, then they have no tariff at all.
Are you looking for a deal in 9 days? Will you be able to do that, sir?
I'm not looking for a deal. I mean, we've set the deal. It's at 50%. But again, there is no tariff if they build their plant here. Now, if somebody comes in and wants to build a plant here, I can talk to them about a little bit of a delay. But, while they're building their plant, which is something I think that would be appropriate, maybe, we'll determine that.
Is there anything the EU can do?
I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But right now it's going on June 1st. And that's the way it is. No, they haven't treated us properly. They haven't treated our country properly. They banded together to take advantage of us. And the people behind me know, because they had some of that with their industry. But generally, we signed a great deal with United Kingdom. We have numerous other deals that are ready to be signed. We've signed a deal with China. We have some really amazing deals. But the European Union, the sole purpose was really not to hurt us, but to take advantage of us. And we're not going to be taking advantage.
You said this morning that if they don't make their iPhones in the U.S., you're going to hit them with a 25% tariff. Right. Do you have the power to tariff one single company? And why would you want to hurt an American company in that way?
It would be more. It would be also Samsung and anybody that makes that product. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. So anybody that makes that product, and that'll start on, I guess, at the end of June, it'll come out. I think we have that appropriately done by the end of June. So if they make that product, now, again, when they build their plant here, there's no tariff. So they're going to be building plants here. But I had an understanding with him that he wouldn't be doing this. He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs. And
that's missing
that's
today.
the way it is, yeah.
That's missing today. The other day when you was out.
Oh, they can. No, they can. A lot of it's so computerized now. These plants are amazing if you look at them, but they can do that. And actually, as you know, Apple's coming in with $500 billion. So are the chip companies. We have all of the chip companies coming in. The biggest, $500 billion, $200 billion, $250 billion they're spending. But we're talking about the iPhone now, and the iPhone, if they're going to sell it in America, I want it to be built in the United States. They're able to do that.
When you say that Walmart should eat the cost of the tariffs, is that an acknowledgement that it is U.S. companies that bear the brunt of tariffs, not foreign companies?
Sometimes the country will eat it, sometimes Walmart will eat it, and sometimes there'll be something to pay, something extra. I've always been a fan, and I've always believed, and if you look, take a look at what I did 4 years ago. We had the greatest economy, and we had no inflation. Remember that. We had no inflation, and yet we had hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs that I put on China, yet we had no inflation. We had no big cost differential. Oftentimes, and I don't like it when a department store, because they'll do a lot of business, but they announce record profits and everything else. They have to take out some of their profits. They'll make a little bit less money, but I don't want the consumer. I don't want the consumer to pay.
But why impose tariffs that you know are hurting American businesses?
They're not hurting. They're helping because they're creating jobs in America. We're creating tremendous amounts of jobs in America like you've never seen. We're having investment in America. We're not getting ripped off by every country in the world. We've been ripped off by every country in the world. They're making their product. They sell it. They don't give our people the jobs. They make them with other countries' jobs. And we will have something that nobody will ever see again, I think. I think we have a potential to do numbers that we never envisioned in the wildest year. Look at what's happening. 10 to 12 trillion dollars in literally a couple of months. It's nothing like that's ever happened. It's we're doing a very special thing. We want, if they're going to sell it here, generally speaking, not for all products. There's some products we don't want to make. And frankly, we're much better off getting them elsewhere. But for certain products, we want cars. We want to make cars. We don't want to have, and I like Canada very much, but we don't want to have Canada making our cars. We want to make our cars. Oh, it's a phone call. Do you mind? Hello? Okay, it's only a congressman.
Only a congressman. And he had got another call right after that. We don't know them, but we owe them all. Here we go. Here's the black culture for you right here. Here you go. Yep. Right out in the middle of the street. Fucking degenerates.
Trusted these guys. But I did trust these guys.
A lot of people thought there was malfeasance. I would prefer to say ignorant of those events. I didn't want to know.
Nonprofit boards of directors can be very, very dangerous.
Fortunately, I have recordings and documents to back up everything I'm about to tell you.
Employees were starting to bundle up and talk.
If we're about to paint James as a criminal, it better be fucking good.
They sent a pic of me nailed to a cross. They used these kids. Matt used them to further his agenda.
The reason why James was bad was morphing.
I never lived this lifestyle with black card.
He's a mean boss.
Threats with his girlfriend is not appropriate.
I don't know that James has a private life.
James took a pregnant woman's sandwich. And these are people that we thought were people with integrity.
Who on the board is in control? Turns out board members are taking money from donors.
How much did you invest in each of Matt Tierman's companies?
I don't think that's any of your business.
We're at the pinnacle of Mount Everest.
Are you refusing to answer the question?
Yes. The only thing that has changed is that we broke the biggest story in our organization's history.
If a board statement goes out, it's fucking over.
A week later, everything changed.
And it wasn't right.
It was the timing that was so suspicious.
Is it fair to say that 3 of the 4 companies you've invested in, you would consider to be in the medical field?
So what did the board think people were going to assume?
One of the companies could be sold to a big pharma.
Like Pfizer.
Objection. Did the board not think that people were going to assume the worst? I want to talk about your investments.
I want to talk about you.
I'm a fighter.
You're a cheat.
I'm a warrior.
You're a liar.
And I will get my justice. Not revenge, but justice.
Is it all about money? Too bad you can't afford that.
Big difference.
Contrails and chemtrails, cloud seeding, and GEO engineering. Fourth Air Force One, after a successful week of exposing Democrats. Where's he going?
Hot on their tail. Rounding 3 and into 4.
The great glizzy race.
This certainly is not over. We saw it last lap, guys. There's plenty of time for a late pass here off of the last corner. No ifs, ands, or buns about it.
This thing's running
This
like
one is
55
gonna
mile an
go
hour.
down to the line.
Our pole sitter, Cheat Dog, has a 2 to 3 bun advantage over the car
2 to 3 bun advantage.
Sunday will be the 109th running of the Indy 500, but the first Weenie 500. And if you know one thing about Indy on the last lap, it's a dog-eat-dog world.
Dog-eat-dog world. Is that a hot dog?
Dogs
Tommy would get sick watching this.
But looks like maybe a great run off of turn 2 here. Oh, I think we might be having a race to the line.
Mustard Maddie closing with the Slow Dog. Can she top off the Weenie 500 with a late pass on the Chai Dog? Less than a quarter
This thing's
mile
running
to
like
go
50
at
mile an
the
hour.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the inaugural Weenie 500.
These hot dogs are hot rodding it down the front straight. T-Bell,
Weenie
they're coming at
500.
us now.
Maxed out at a whopping 60 miles an hour.
60. They're running 60.
Townsend.
They're closing. Second place is closing with the run.
Can the fans cheer them across the line? It's going to be
He's making his
close.
move.
Making the move. Slow Dog making the move up the inside on the run into the yard of bricks and over the line.
Oh, look at that.
The Slow Dog
Right there at the end.
Slow Dog win.
And the closest finish in Weenie 500
That was close.
Dog by a nose.
Unbelievable.
Just a tip. Just a tip. Look at all that pollen.
Depressing about the leadership of our current administration, and I just shrug because that's ridiculous.
Does it make you scared?
No.
Why?
Well, it's not my first rodeo. It's one of the real problems we have in this country right now is the use
You
of...
should be locked up. All right there, fellas. I'm finna wrap this up today. Appreciate y'all stopping here. Sorry we got started late. I was doing something. But we will see you when we're going to see them, Jamie. We will see you later on.
Saint Nick with the wrench in hand, fixing up his big old ride. Semi-truck, not sleigh this year, needs to make it home by night. Carols playing on the radio, snowflakes fall within the light. Santa breathing heavy sighs, knows he's got to make it right. Hell, Santa's working on the double, grease and sweat mixed in his beer. Hopes to beat the midnight hour, home with family so revered. Reindeer resting in the barn, elves off duty for the day. Santa's got the tools in hand, wants to make it home to play. Christmas lights upon the dash, guiding him through frosty roads. Truck is roaring down the way as he's counting every load. Hell, Santa's working on the double, grease and sweat mixed in his beard. Hopes to beat the midnight hour, home with family so revered. Reindeer resting in the barn, elves off duty for the day. Santa's got the tools in hand, wants to make it home to play. Christmas lights upon the dash, guiding him through frosty roads. Truck is roaring down the way as he's counting every load. Yeah, Santa's working on the double, grease and sweat mixed in his beard. Hopes to beat the midnight hour, home with family so.
What is that?